It's always a great pleasure to be with you. My name is Emmanuel Abuaji Riafe. Good evening and welcome to Business Live. Coming up in this edition, Ghana Gas says it is currently supplying adequate gas to its major off-taker, the VRA, to support electricity supply despite the FPSO not in full capacity. Ghana Revenue Authority GRA is attributing recent increase in tax collections to reforms introduced over the years. And about 100 staff of textile company Pentex likely to lose jobs due to unfair competition in local industry. So these are the headlines we're working with tonight. Welcome once again. You can reach us online by being interactive and reach us on Twitter. You can tweet. The handle is Joy Business GH. We are also on Facebook. Joy Business is our page. Just go and like our page and join us live on the show. You can also join or log on to www.myjoyonline.com/business. We'll be right back with the details.
Business Live today is brought to you by GCB Bank.
Thank you very much for staying and welcome back to the show. Now, in our very first story, Ghana Gas says it is currently supplying adequate gas to its major off-taker, the VRA, to support electricity supply. Gas supply from Nigeria by the West Africa Gas Pipeline Company was suspended barely 2 weeks ago as a result of what the company said was unpaid bills to the Ghana government from the Ghana government to N-Gas. Now, this has resulted in some inconsistency in the supply of power in the country. Meantime, Ghana Gas says it is supplying gas adequately to mitigate any negative impact. Communications manager of Ghana Gas, Alfred Obami, stated this on the marketplace.
We are supplying what the nomination by the VRA in the light of the current challenges. As you would know, the plant has a capacity to process 150 million standard cubic feet of gas a day. Of course, before February 10th, we were processing 150 to 120 million stuff. However, as a result of some slight challenge on the FPSO, they've been unable since then to give us that volume. What they've been giving us is just around 60. That is half of what he used to give. And based on that, we give the necessary nomination by the VRA to them. That is over around 54 to 57.
Okay.
Let me however say that yesterday we had VRA nominated that they'll be taking about 70 as of today. We are still waiting for them to begin the offtake. They are able to offtake the 70 MSCAF. It would lead to a generation of a minimum of 280 megawatts. They are an improvement in the sense that they are at least giving us something, not still up to what they were giving us before the challenge, but it's an improvement. They are at least giving us something. And that is leading to enhanced generation. We're still not where we used to be before that challenge. And I think that Talo has made it quite clear that they're working on the existing challenges and they hope that they will come back on stream at the right time. What right time that will be, I don't know.
Now, in another development, communications manager of Ghana Gas has confirmed that the VRA indebtedness to his company to the tune of over $300 million is taking a heavy toll on operations.
The VRA, as an organization, certainly owes us over $300 million as a result of laying gas we supply to them and for which payment is outstanding. As a result, we've certainly also not been able to pay the GNPC approximately $80 million that of the wet gas that it will also supply to us, which we process and also supply it onto the market. It certainly has an impact on our work. It has an impact on planning. It doesn't allow you to plan well because you don't have the resources. It affects your liquidity because if there's a crisis now, you don't have immediate resources to sort it out.
Now, moving on, the Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, is attributing recent increase in tax collections to reforms introduced over the years. Tax revenue as a percentage of GDP has shot up significantly by about 17%. This resulted in 27 billion Ghana cedis tax revenue for last year. Managers of the economy over the years have been criticized for not doing enough to improve tax collection looking at the size of the economy. But Commissioner General of the authority, George Blankson, tells Joy Business the prospects are good looking at the progress made so far with collections.
Establishment of the Ghana Revenue Authority to replace the 4 independent or autonomous tax institutions that existed meant that we now have one authority which could track the activities of taxpayers right from the beginning to the end. When you take an importer of raw material, for example, right from the port to the retail stage, you know how much in terms of the quantity of goods and therefore taxes due that particular taxpayer that has imported a raw material must produce. And therefore, you are able to better predict or assess the taxes that are due. We also have introduced the taxpayer identification number, which is a unique identification number which we use to identify all taxpayers throughout the production distribution chain. So whereas previously it was possible for a taxpayer to declare one set of figures at importation and another at, say, production and distribution, now we have one taxpayer identification number which tracks the activities of taxpayers throughout the chain, and this has become more difficult to do. Tax revenue has shown strong improvement over the years of the reform. For instance, from a tax revenue GDP ratio of 12.9 or so, in the year 2010, we have now reached close to 17%. That is total revenue as a ratio of the gross domestic product. We have now hit this high percentage, which should tell you that there has been tremendous improvement.
Now, authorities of textile printing company Printex Limited have declared that they might be retrenching about 100 workers owing to the slowdown in business in the industry. The textile industry in Ghana has been on the decline mainly due to unfair competition from pirated designs of local textile manufacturers which are imported into the country from China. Speaking to Joy Business, the marketing manager of Printex Ghana Limited says management will have to send home some workers should government fail to curtail the situation.
The thing is that we have studios and we have designers that we train. So they generate the designs. But unfortunately for us, it is these moving designs, you see, that they pirate. So if you are lucky on your first, second, third visit to the market, then your design is already there. Now with technology, what they need is only to have the picture sent there. And they have their technology is superior than ours. So the only time frame that you have is how they transport the finished product from China to Ghana. Then that design kiss it goodbye. It is our workers who inform us that they want to go on demonstration. And that is premised on the fact, as we speak, even today, if you are not careful, the orders that we had for the week will peter out or it will end. So they will be redundant from tomorrow to Friday. Because now we are keeping the excess labor on our back, hoping things will improve. If nothing happens, it will get to a stage no employer can be able to do it, not even government. We easily, I can, on top of my say that maybe 100 people will go from our 400-500.
Away from that, banks in the country risk being downgraded or given a negative outlook on their credit ratings. That's a warning coming from ratings agency Moody's. Their concerns have been influenced by a sudden jump in loans that banks fear might not be paid on time. But could this development increase the cost of borrowing in the country? George Yafe has more.
Ratings agency in its latest report on Ghanaian banks say the increasing non-performing loans, which has hit a record high as at March this year, could cripple banks in the country and affect their ability to make some good profits and even credit extension. Moody's is even warning that because of the sharp growth in loans over the years, there's a likelihood that the record loan default rate could worsen in the coming months. According to Moody's, the challenge has come about because of the worsening economic environment, which has made it difficult for these loans to be paid back on time. The threat by Moody's could result in a possible review in the B3 negative outlook of the credit ratings of GCB. But Moody's has maintained that it does not expect the situation to worsen for GCB when it comes to its financial position. But whichever way you want to look at this, a downgrade or a negative outlook for banks in Ghana could result in the cost of credit for these commercial banks hitting the roof, a development that could lead to interest rates going up, while some may have to cut lending to business.
You're still on Business Live. Now, moving on, some players in the automobile industry are pressing for stronger regulations to deepen growth in the sector, according to the CEO of Silver Star Auto Limited, Nuhad Kalmoni. It's been crucial for government to deepen more regulatory measures in the importation of vehicles into the country. He spoke to Joy Business at the launch of the new Mercedes-Benz E-Class in Accra.
There's no limits on who can import what. And for us as distributors, you're investing in showrooms, you do events like this, you're investing in infrastructure for after sales, and these guys come and they just rely on one-off imports to sell, one car here and there. Sometimes because they have no overheads and no investments, literally they are making more profit selling a car than we are, which is kind of sad. And at the end of the day, we end up having to take care of these cars when they have a problem. They could by imposing much stricter laws on the imports of vehicles. Basically, we have an association of the Ghana Automobile Distributors Association, and all the members, not all the importers are members. So all the genuine members should be part of this association first and foremost, and the association with the government should be able to put measures to make sure that if you don't belong to this association and then you represent these brands, anybody who is importing is basically competing against your business and basically jeopardizing the investment that you are making. Because really that's what the grey market is doing, is jeopardizing all the investments that we are doing.
Business Live today was brought to you.
Thank you very much and welcome back. Now, unemployment remains a daunting challenge across the country. Policymakers are grappling with the critical question of how to create jobs for the growing population in the labor market, especially the youth. Today on the Business Van, Daryl Kwao engages 24-year-old CEO of Orios Group, John Armour, who is in the business of helping young people create jobs. John was recently named in the Forbes 2016 list of 30 outstanding entrepreneurs under the age of 3.
The Joy Business Van is brought to you by Busy, making good things happen.
Hello everyone, welcome to our show this week. We are at Orios Group, founded by John Armour, who was recently named amongst the 30 most promising entrepreneurs in Africa.
So you're welcome to Orios Group. As you can see, these are some of our staff. This is Elvis. Elvis, how are you? Say hi to Joy Business. Hi. And that's Malachi, our security and our caretaker. He's sorting out a few things. Eugenia is also with us as well. Okay, so now you can come over to my office and see where we do the magic.
Young, dynamic, resourceful, and visionary, John Ama is in the business of helping young people create jobs.
As we speak, there are over 200 million young people who are unemployed. And about 2030 to 2060, we're going to have over 600 million people unemployed. Currently, there are over 11 million entrants into the labor market each year in Africa. If you look at the global statistic, you have over 50% of Africa's population being youth. The challenges of unemployment are very clear. So for me, my passion is how can I help reduce unemployment? So my ultimate goal is, where are the jobs in Ghana, in Africa, and how do we get young people the jobs in Africa? Does it mean they're starting their own or being skilled to start their own?
John himself owns 3 firms which fall under Aureus Group, that is business advisory firm, the Ghana Center of Entrepreneurship, Employment and Innovation, Trade Invest, an agribusiness advisory and farm management firm, as well as Aureus Capital, patient capital investment firm. His entrepreneurship drive started while he was a teen, when he decided to set up a job recruitment agency for young people his age.
But initially, I asked myself if I was on the right path, if this was going to make sense. And at every point where I didn't have enough money to continue, or that I had people who said stuff and thought that, oh, this guy won't make it, you know, or you actually reached out to people and said, oh, they will help, and it didn't help. I thought, well, this work. But as time went by, each year I saw progress. I saw growth in the number of people who would simply come and say, John, I was at this event of yours. And that's where I got the inspiration to take my business to the next level. We've worked with a lot of people, and I've had the stories are my breakthrough. And I want to see a world where young people see themselves as having the best potential ever, especially in Africa. That they can be whatever they can be without having to know that age is a limit to their impact. That's all I want to see. That's my breakthrough.
John is not keeping the passion for entrepreneurship to himself. He mentors other young people to aspire to get to where he is. He's a sought-after public speaker, and his hard work has chalked him several accolades. The recent being listed as part of the 2016 class of Forbes' prestigious 30 Under 30.
Forbes 30 Under 30. I mean, it validates the fact that we have a good business model and that we have a business that would continue to grow into the future to affect a lot more lives. But it validates the fact that it's been worth this journey. And for me, if for nothing at all, that's just it for me. That it tells me, oh, John, there's hope.
John, he's just warming up into a great future. So at age 24, you've accomplished so much. Is there anything you can't do?
With God, all things are possible. So yes, I mean, we're looking for it to do more. We're growing as a firm. We want to support a lot of Ghanaian startups, build their capacity, but also provide funding for them. I think there's a lot of innovation within the space, and we need more Ghanaian middle class, upper class, whatever class to say that, hey, we can show them that value and they're ready to invest in them. So that's the position for us in the next phase of our business.
All right, so great conversation with John. I remember the show is brought to you by Busy, making good things happen, and empowered by Joy Business.
Very impressive exploits of that young gentleman there. Remember to watch the Joy Business Van again on the Marketplace tomorrow. The Joy Business Van is empowered by Joy Business and supported by Busy, making good things happen.
The Joy Business Van.
Thank you very much for staying on the show. Now, the business of fuel shipping vessels, otherwise known as bunkering in the sub-region, is a multi-million-dollar industry, but high taxes and limited facilities have curtailed Ghana's ability to take advantage of this growing industry, a situation industry players bemoan. Ghana currently is utilizing only 20% of its bunkering potential. Speaking to Joy Business after the launch of two-day Oil and Shipping Africa Conference in Accra, The Managing Director of Ghana Oil Company Limited, Patrick Akoli, said GOIL is ready to lead the drive to expand bunkering facilities in Ghana.
Interview of the day is brought to you by
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
In Ghana, we are not doing much as far as bunkering is concerned because of, for now, the taxes on MG. You know, about almost 80% of bunkering business is done offshore. And not that the ships wouldn't want to bunker offshore, but because of one or two reasons, like I said, MGO is an international commodity and they deal with the Platts. So if the price locally or at the ports are higher than the Platts offshore, the prices offshore, they will of course go offshore. But because of pirate activities along the West African sub-region, they would have wanted to come to secure the environment. So we are happy that our harbors are being expanded, especially Tema Harbour, where we also have a facility. In fact, we have a Ghana bunkering services at the fishing harbour, GOIL, together with Total. GOIL owns about 51% and Total 49%. We are rehabilitating our tanks over there. So if Tema Harbour is rehabilitated and Takoradi Harbour too is rehabilitated, then we are sure that at least 30 to 40% of the banking business will come onshore. So as far as we in GOIL are concerned, we are ready for the market because we believe it's a very big market and it can bring in a lot of revenue to not only the company, the country.
And this is where we wrap up on the show, Business Live. I hope you've enjoyed every aspect of the program, and do join me again same time for tomorrow for another interesting package. But before then, you can always get interactive with us. You can tweet at Joy Business GH is the handle, and on Facebook, Joy Business. You can also get more business stories by logging on to myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Abwaji Biafi. Good evening.